In Diablo 2, there are a handful of items that are insanely powerful. Some are extremely obvious, like Enigma, Stone of Jordan, and Heart of the Oak. You can take one look at them and see the potential. In other items, they're a bit sneakier in the power, but can produce monsters like the one-punch Sorceress. Today we're going to talk more in depth about one that took a while to get appreciated, and just why it is so strong, even bordering on broken for the two classes that can exploit it. That item is Dream. For those who don't know what Dream is, it is somewhat expensive, and it's a ladder rune word that uses Io Jaw Pull and can be placed in a helmet or shield, or in the case of most builds that use it, both of the above. At first glance, it looks fairly standard in terms of its modifiers, if not actually a bit above average, thanks to a percent boost to life, some resist, hit recovery, etc. The real power of this rune word, though, comes not from having above average stats, but rather from two abilities linked to it: Confuse when struck, and Holy Shock when equipped. First, the lesser of the two, Confuse. You may think this is just mediocre because you see it used so rarely, even by the necromancers, but due to the fact that it's an extremely effective AI control tool, it makes playing melee with almost any class orders of magnitude easier by causing enemies to disperse their attacks, so you're not as easily overwhelmed. Due to how procs work as well, since these are the same level, it turns into a 20% chance to cast Confuse, which means 1 in 5 times you're hit, you will break enemy AI and, well, essentially keep yourself protected, which is exceptionally strong, especially considering Dream builds will often want to go melee, with the exception of one build which you can look forward to a build guide on in the near future. The more potent skill, though, is the passive Holy Shock Aura, a skill that deals area lightning damage to enemies and adds lightning damage to users' attacks. Normally, level 15 Holy Shock would be somewhat laughable, only adding 108 area damage at the top end, and at most 648 lightning damage to attacks at the top end as well. But due to how mechanics of the game work, and the fact that we can equip 2 of these at once, causes a bit of a snowball. First thing to realize is that auras stack. If you have 2 items with level 15 Holy Shock, that becomes level 30 Holy Shock, bumping those base damages up to 278 area damage and 1,668 weapon damage at the high end. And while on-equipment auras and effects don't provide any synergy bonuses, they do receive them. So in the case of the Paladin, if you invest in Resist Lightnings and Salvation, you will amplify the damage of this Holy Shock aura. For the Paladin, this means with 40 points in the synergies, you will get 320% boost to Holy Shock damage, which raises this well over 1,100 area damage and just over 7,000 attack damage, which when combined with Zeal, deals damage very quickly, and you're still free to use Conviction to lower enemy lightning resists, or Fanaticism to boost your physical damage and attack speed, since Holy Shock Aura doesn't keep you from using the active aura of your own because the Holy Shock's on your equipment, not on your skill bar. You may be thinking, that's pretty powerful and almost broken in and of itself, but the Paladin, despite having synergies, is only the second strongest character for this item. As alluded to before, one-punch Sorceress is a thing, and you can probably guess why, but I'll just tell you, it's Lightning Mastery. The elemental masteries on a Sorceress are quite interesting for this type of build. First of all, masteries don't play by synergy rules. They boost it based on their soft level rather than by the number of hard points invested. So level 27 Lightning Mastery will provide a bigger boost than a level 20 Lightning Mastery, even if you spent 20 points to get both results. So at level 24 Lightning Mastery, we get fairly close to the fully synergized boost to Holy Shock with 324% boost to lightning damage, compared to the Paladin's 320% with full synergies. So you think, fine, with some plus skills she can perform the same as the Paladin. You would be wrong. You only need level 6 Lightning Mastery to beat the Paladin's damage. Level 24 Lightning Mastery destroys the Paladin's damage. This is because how masteries work in this situation. For the AoE damage, or if you're using range attacks, your original assumption was right. Level 24 Lightning Mastery would make the area damage about 20 points higher than the Paladin, so not much of a difference, and if you're using range attacks, you'll still hit for about 7,000-ish lightning damage. The difference is how it handles melee attacks. For melee attacks, you get the initial boost from Lightning Mastery, and then when you strike, it reapplies. So instead of doing just over 7,000 damage on strike, you deal almost 30,000 damage on strike. That's with level 24 Lightning Mastery. At level 30, you're looking at well over 41,000 damage at the top end. Combine this with the fact that your weapon slot is still open and you immediately have access to a plethora of options, from the Shock Bear Sorceress with Beast, to the Tesla Zealot Sorceress with Passion, or even just a basic hit and run Sorceress that doesn't care about resist with Crescent Moon. And then stop and realize, you've only invested 20 points in this build, so you can make it as a hybrid of almost any type. Tell me that isn't overpowered.